What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, aka the COVID King. Now, I apologize, I didn't get a video out to you yesterday. A couple of days ago, my kids were sick, my son had COVID, and you wouldn't believe it. I got COVID again. So I wasn't feeling too well, so I didn't get a video out yesterday. But today, I've got you. I've got one pick from each game on this upcoming set on the NBA that I'm going to share with you today. No deep dive, I don't have the energy for that, but still some value to give you. Now, if that sounds interesting, let's go. Before we get into my picks, I need to recap the picks that I just gave out for the 1,800 people who are following me on Winnable. You guys would have got a taste of this. So 3.27 units, 6 and 3 on our main bet. Should have been 7 and 2. I took Giannis for 30 points and 10 rebounds. He scores 41 points, gets 9 rebounds. Absolutely got killed on that. My plan here is just to stake a little bit more when there is a little bit of juice. We did have quite a few winners, though. Zach LaVine over his points prop, easy. Dame over his rebounds and assists, easy. Jalen Williams over his PRA, easy. Mikal Bridges made us sweat. Scored his last bucket with only about a minute left, but we got there. Desmond Bain rebounds, easy. James Harden under his assist prop. That was pretty easy as well. Clint Capella, I did get a little bit nervous, but I think he finished on 9 rebounds, so ultimately cash there. And then some value plays. Dyson Daniels, 5 points in the first quarter, parlayed with 5+ rebounds. And Jalen Williams picked him for 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists at plus 400. So we got the win there. Now, if you're interested in checking out my VIP plays, check the link in the video description below. Use the code WEBACK. You'll get 50% off any subscription that you pick. If you pick yearly, you'll get 50% of that. You pick weekly, you get 50% of that. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Now let's get into these picks, shall we? So we're jumping into Props Madness. This is the best tool you'll possibly find betting on the NBA, especially for player props. All your favorite cappers are using it. It's pretty obvious based on how they're explaining their reasons why they're picking the player. And I think you guys should be checking it out too. 7-day free trial if you want to use Props Madness in the video description below, and you'll get a discount if you use the code DAFT when you sign up. Now, looking at the first game, we do have the Detroit Pistons versus Charlotte Hornets. And a popular play you're probably going to see today is Jalen Duren, either over his points prop, over his rebounds, points plus rebounds, Jalen Duren double-double. And I get it. I'm not getting with that. The matchup's pretty decent. Charlotte obviously don't have the size, but Jalen Duren, I just can't trust the guy right now. So that's going to be a popular play. Wouldn't hate you if you take it. But for me, I'm going back to Cade. Now, it wasn't too long ago that I bet on his rebounds plus assists. It was 16.5. Absolutely killed me. He finished on 16 against the Bulls, got hooked, and he still managed to cover his assist line. Well, today I'm running it back. I'm taking his rebounds plus assists again, but this time catching it at 15.5. Last time was at 16.5. And the matchup, still a very decent one. This Charlotte Hornets team allows a lot of assists. He played them not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago. Finished with 10 rebounds, 10 assists, got a triple-double. I'm asking him to get close to that. So I do like his assist prop. That assist line is at 9.5. I don't mind that for plus money, but rebounds plus assists. The hit rate's a little bit better. I feel like he owes me one too. So I do like Cade Cunningham here against Charlotte. Got the 20 against him last time. We only need 16 in order to cash this one. The pace is going to be wild. Cade should be able to find anybody that he wants on the offensive end. And he should be able to get a lot of boards too. So I'm liking Cade Cunningham over his rebounds plus assists. That's my first play. My next play, heading into the Timberwolves versus the Raptors. Now, there's 2 plays that I was tossing up here. And being transparent with you, I like Rudy Gobert for a double-double. That's plus money. But the other one I probably can share more insights on is Julius Randle. And I'm taking his over in rebounds plus assists. So very similar to Cade. But for this particular one, his recent trend looks a little bit patchy. So the line's at 11.5. He's hit this in 50% of games this season. He's averaging 10.9 rebounds and assists, right? He's up against the Toronto Raptors here, bottom 10 in terms of assists allowed. They do limit some rebounds, but Julius Randle has a bit of a history on beating on the Raptors. Now, looking at his head-to-head numbers, versus them earlier this season, had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, good for 14 rebounds and assists. We only need 12 to cash. This game was relatively close, 11-point win for Minnesota. The spread in this upcoming game is 7, so I think the Raptors can keep it close enough to keep Julius Randle on the court. If we look into last season's data, probably not as relevant. Julius Randle in a slightly different role, but check out the rebound and assist numbers against the Raptors: 19, 13, and 26. He's absolutely monstered them. And I think the lines that have been set for Julius Randle probably a little bit low. Um, Probably based around how he's been playing this season, but the potential is definitely there for him. I do like it. So Julius Randle, rebounds plus assists over 11.5. I do like that. And then in the next game, the Utah Jazz versus San Antonio Spurs. Now, when I looked at this, I considered Zach Collins, but he broke my heart the other day, plus his game time decision. Two players I was looking at when I checked the lineup. So I was like, either going to look at John Collins here, or I'm going to look at Stephon Castle. I think the safer play out of them all is John Collins. And looking at his points prop here, I managed to take it at 15.5. It's moved to 16.5 already, but at 16.5, I'd probably still play it anyway. Now, John Collins, over this line in 7 of 14 games. Part of the reason why I like this is Walker Kessler. He's most likely out for this game again. So if we take a look at John Collins' games without Walker Kessler, over in 4 out of 5, averaging 20 points per game. So the numbers are fantastic. His lone game that he went under was against the Clippers. He only took 6 shots in that game. He was 5 for 6, but the Clippers, pretty good defensive team, especially in comparison to the ones that they've played already this season. Up against the Spurs without Wemby, defensively, not going to be as good, especially down low where John Collins scores his points. So John Collins scoring, 76% of his points in the paint right now, which is pretty huge. The Spurs this season, decent defending the paint, but without Wemby, I think they're going to be a little bit soft. Recent matchups, a lot of the centers since Wemby's gone out, the center's been feasting in there. So I'm betting on John Collins here to just keep doing what he has been doing. Get some shots up, shoot at a high percentage, get some volume, and cover this line. I think 15.5 is just too low. He's averaging 20 without Kessler, and his matchup here against the Spurs is not too bad, honestly. With no Wemby, who's really going to be stopping him down low? Zach Collins? I don't think so. So John Collins, I do like him. Collins v. Collins, but I like John Collins to go over his points prop today. And then in the last game, we do have the Orlando Magic versus Los Angeles Lakers. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did look for a reason to fade LeBron James today because I'm a hater and I'm not afraid to say it, but I just couldn't get there. So I've gone with Old Faithful here. I'm looking at Anthony Davis. I did take the over 26.5 points for him, covered in 9 out of 13 games this season. He's averaging 30 points per game. Being transparent, I did also bet his over the last time he played against Utah. He only finished on 26 points in that game. But Dalton Connect just happened to score 36, 37 points. If one of your role players is going to score 30 plus points, is there really a need for any of your star players to go over their point slide? So I don't think Dalton Connect has such a big game in this one. Orlando pretty good defensively, and up against strong defensive teams, they're going to rely heavily on Anthony Davis and LeBron James to get some buckets. Anthony Davis has the slightly better matchup here. Orlando, not the best at defending pick and roll. They're actually bottom 10 in defending that, and the Lakers should be able to abuse that. So Anthony Davis should be able to cover his points prop here. I did consider his points plus rebounds, being straight up with you guys. Rebounding wise, he hasn't been great this year. So only 6 out of 13 games he's covered that rebounds line. But against this Orlando Magic team, he's rebounded like a beast. 19 and 13 rebounds in the 2 games against them last season. Looking at his points against them last year, 26 and 28. But I think everyone can agree that Anthony Davis from this season would kick Anthony Davis from last season's ass. So I do like Anthony Davis to cover his points prop. So I'm taking the over there. Now, would I recommend that you parlay these all together? Absolutely not. I'm just running these as straights, but I know a lot of you guys are going to parlay these things together. So for those of you who are going to parlay this type of bullshit together, the one thing you need to do is just make sure the odds are right. Because I'll give an example here with Anthony Davis. Here's a little bit of education for you. For those of you guys who are doing parlays, or if you're running things on Prize Picks or Underdog or whatever it is, one thing you need to know is that Prize Picks and Underdog, they give you the same odds for every bet that's available out there, right? Now, when you're sports betting like I am, you're looking for the best odds possible. In this case, for Anthony Davis, to go over 26.5, the best odds that we can find are minus 110, right? But if you were to take 26.5 for Anthony Davis, but you took him at Prize Picks, you'd be getting him at minus 137. It's a terrible bet to take. So do not bet on Anthony Davis over his points prop on prize picks because you're not getting the value there. What you want to see is if you're betting prize picks, underdog, double, any of those fantasy apps. Speaking of, support your boy. Download some of those fantasy apps that I have in the video description below. If you do sign up with them, I get a little bit of a kickback and it all goes a long way in supporting the channel. But if you're betting on those things, what you need to find are odds which are worse than what's available at prize picks and underdog, right? That's what you want to look for. Because prize picks and underdog, like I said, they give you the same odds regardless. Now, I'm trying to see if there's an example here. Maybe Julius Randle could have been a good example. Rebounds and assists. Even this. So rebounds and assists for Julius Randle, not available on prize picks right now. But when you're just straight sports betting, even though these odds aren't great, it's minus 135. Still slightly better than what you're going to get at prize picks. So what you want to find on prize picks, underdog, dabble, all those types of things, you want to find bets that are absolutely juiced to the max on sports books, like minus 150, minus 140, because that means the sports books are favoring that event to happen. And then if you like the play, that's what you want to run as a parlay on prize picks, underdog, dabble, all that type of stuff. So just a little bit of word to the wise. But if you're interested in parlays, my VIP, I'm going to put together some crazy stuff. I'm sure, well, I always do. So be sure to check that out. And if you haven't already, I ask that you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Next milestone for us is 13,000 subscribers, so help your boy get there. But I do appreciate you guys if you made it this far in the video. I apologize. It's probably not what you're used to, but I am tired and sick as a motherfucking dog. So that's pretty much all I got for you. Let me know in your comment section what your thoughts are. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Best of luck to us. Peace.